Hi, welcome to Angel Radio Tarot. I'm your host, Cece. We're jumping right in with the message board for October the 17th. For some of you, your comments that were so off-putting and off the cuff when you were cornered a few months ago are just now landing. You've been at a distance for a little while, and the person that was harassing you in this social circle has recirculated, come back around. And let's see, before they tried to harass you by triangulating you and publicly embarrassing you, and instead of saying anything to him, you stayed quiet in the moment. And then it typically what somebody will do when they're this kind of abuser, if they're triangulating, this is a narcissist, they will stay if the energy of that social crowd stays up because they potentially embarrassed you then. The energy was off. It landed awkwardly. He underestimated your value in this social circle and how already connected you were to the people that were there. You already had they were already vested and interested in you. And they hadn't seen this person in a while, and this person comes in like they know you and says some bullshit that's supposed to be rude and backhanded comment kind of thing. And for one, that landed weird, but then you snapped and said something very curt that, for one, says to the people in the room that you had history and that it wasn't positive history. And whatever you said, just shut this person the fuck up. And while a narcissist would typically stay and groom those people that he's trying to triangulate you with and then reinforce his awkwardness that he just shamed you with, this person left. Like they acted like they had something better to do. And maybe you caught them just off guard enough that you threw their game. But after this person left, the people that were in your social circle were immediately like, what the fuck was that about? And you had to tell them, you had to school them, and you let them know if this person hadn't acted so, they could have come in and left and not said a word to you and not had to say anything to you. But before they left, they had to tag you. They had to tag you, which should have been just to everyone else, could have been just a passing stranger that you guys didn't know each other. They had to tag you on the way out because you didn't say anything while they were there. You kept your silence. You just kind of let it fade, let yourself fade into the background and let them have their exchange with this person. Let it be over with, not get involved, and just kind of like, act like you don't know this person because you don't. You don't, and you don't want to. So they, instead of staying and reinforcing their grooming behavior, they left, and they gave your friends the opportunity, your acquaintances, the opportunity to say, what the hell was that about? Because they kind of know him and they kind of know you, but right now they really kind of are into you, or they were a few months ago, but you've left this scene, and maybe that person, that harasser, has come back around, looped back around, and they've had a chance to see them behave. But now with, like, maybe they didn't believe you or uptake the information you downloaded about being abused and harassed by this person at face value, but it planted a seed in these people's mind, and that's what you're so good at. You never have to ball-face choose someone out or cuss them a blue streak. You plant these little seeds, and you make them do the work and go look for it. Because if you tell them outright, they don't fucking believe you. And you were able to tell them what this person did to you with just enough emotion and just enough self-control that you didn't come off crazy, but it was a pretty extreme situation. So they were holding back. not wanting to jump to any conclusions, not wanting to accuse anyone, and never having an experience like where you've been tested for your ethical boundaries in front of them before. So, and now what? It's been months later, a couple of months, 2, 3 months. You have been away from the situation and away from these people long enough that they've gone through all what they want to talk about with you. They've realized you've been gone. They've had the long Irish goodbye. Where the fuck did she? I haven't seen her in. Wait a minute. And realizing you're not there, they've reached out to you already. And what they've seen is a consistency in you, a reliability of behavior, not anything outrageous or jarring. And then they see this other person coming in, and they've come to trust what they can expect from you. So, retrograde, that applies to what, when they see this abuser now, they remember what you told them with the filter of time having passed, where you didn't come back and try to convince them of this happening. You just told them and you dropped it. And you never went back to it. You didn't need affirmations. You didn't try to chide it into drama, into conversation, into getting people to concede a point. You just told them what the fuck happened and you fucking dropped it. And you told them when you said it, if they hadn't brought it up, I wouldn't have had to say a fucking thing. But they brought it up, they pressed me, and yes, I said it in self-defense, and now you're curious, and now I've got to tell you what the fucking deal is. And it wasn't anybody's business, and it was embarrassing enough to have myself. But this dude came in here and had to drive a needle in. So, after this expose, these people may not have been like ready to come to your defense at that point. But now that it's been months later, that seed has been in there. And now when they see this person misbehave again, that idea of considering that person in a different light, they're still making their own mind up. They're still making their own choice about what this person is or isn't. But it's with more information about how this person behaves to other people. It gives them a fuller picture of not only what this person is capable of, which now that it's affirmed in your friend's mind as their own concept, now they're going back like a flip book and replaying every interaction they had with that other person with this new filter that you introduced, but they affirmed with their own experience. And they are realizing, this is what's coming up. This is the big point here. They are just now realizing, now that they've filtered that person with this new light, they're returning back to you as their reference point. Now they're playing your story back in their head, and they are shocked and frightened and ashamed that they didn't act on your behalf before now, because they are realizing in fullness just how dangerous this situation was. They are just now realizing how endangered you were, and they just sat there and watched, and they never knew that they were that person. And they are reevaluating the whole thing, and I suspect they're going to be seeking your wellness. Not that they think that anything's wrong with you, but they will probably be reaching out to you. But what the kicker is here now, so many of these people in this group have dismissed you. Nobody's got your contact information. They didn't value you at the time enough to keep your phone number. You were never in their contact list. But now, because they see people they had long experience with, they want to come running to you, but they won't. They feel a shame of responsibility that they knew they should have acted on sooner. You changed these people's perspective and made them change how they see people. When someone comes to them and says anything now about, I'm not safe, this isn't safe, you changed how they respond to that now. Let's see. There may be someone here that does, in fact, reach out to you from this group, but you still question their motives, partly because they didn't believe you. Why didn't they believe you? Why weren't they ready to accept your truth? You still question their loyalty, and you wonder what is making them compromised? What is keeping them compromised in this? What is causing them to remain with this group that is so ready to disregard people that are not even looking for help, but looking for accountability? That's been a theme today, is personal accountability. In the high vibration, you know the limits of this person's vibration. That's why you still question how easily they're compromised. You know, when you go into a relationship with anybody, it's not whether or not I believe you. It's whether or not I believe you believe what you're saying, and whether or not you can be accountable to your own word. So you recognize that this person may be on a higher than average vibration, but they're still attached. And we all go through this path. I wasn't where I am 10 years ago, 15 years ago, 5 years ago, 5 months ago. So maybe this person is in their path, on their way toward a higher vibration. For some of you, that being on a higher vibration is, it's lonely at the top kind of thing. You process information with extreme rapidity. You are a very fast processor of information, and your brain is hungry for information. But what you want is someone you can relate to be your partner, paramour, to be your romantic partner. But what you're finding is, while you can have an intimate relation, okay, we're going to differentiate intimate from romantic. Okay, intimate is inclined to your capacity to vibe on the same frequency. And the closer you get to vibing at the same height, that's your intimacy. And the higher the vibe, the greater and closer you get to actual intimacy of synergy, of synchronicity. So many of us, before we reach the elevation that we're at, had romantic, physical relationships, partners that we didn't care about vibing with that bond. It was okay to vibe just on a physical attraction and, have some fun, whatever. But at this level of vibration that you're finding yourself at now, moving at this rapid pace of thought processing, you're no longer satisfied. The partners that are interested in just a physical bond, it feels empty. And it's because there's nobody in there. There's nobody in there. It's an empty vessel. And so it becomes kind of like, I don't know if I can say this on YouTube. I mean, conceptually, I don't want to date a cow. I'm not into them like that. I don't want to date a horse. I don't want to date a whale. They might be smart. I'm not into them like that. That's what it becomes for you. That's what it has become for you. You're not going through an asexual phase. You're going through a higher preference. And, you're starting to be way more selective way more selective about who you offer your energy to. And this isn't lowering what you are attracted to. You're not lowering your standards at all. You're refining your standards. And this is getting closer and closer and narrowing that space between you and your soulmate. It's eliminating all of the rest of the world. Next, please. Next, please. Next, please. That's another one off the list I don't have to waste my time with. Go, go. Where is he? Not you, not you, not you, not you, not you, not you. Where is, I'm not, where? We all do it. We all do it. We're all looking for that synchronicity, that synchronized, we're all looking for our other half. So, this is, for you, this will be just another filter. There's a whole nother, instead of doing this one by one, blam, there's 12% off the list. I don't have to try to cover it. Good. Got it. So it's like 7%, or I don't know what the, boom. Got it. I don't like this type of person. Boom. Fine. That's why we have dating apps. That's why we have that filter. I'm allergic to cats. Don't date a cat person. Blammo. It's done. You're starting to apply this to what you require. It's not enough for your partner to be a nice person. This is how comfortable you've gotten in your peace, in your personal space. It's not enough. And you are young. Like you are not, this is not like settling. Okay. This is you are attacking this need to experience life, demanding a quality of life. So if you are lonely, and this just came up like while I was doing this, and I was thinking about what this means and what it means to be, it's this, you're getting, from time to time you get lonely. You want somebody to hug you. You want someone to hug. And you need that person to be a quality energy hugging you. And so my advice, particularly with the winter season coming up, if you put a heated blanket in your bed and turn that fucker on way before you go to bed, heat that bed whenever you are, like you go to bed at 10, turn that thing on at 7, and pull, cover everything up, put the top blanket on it, put it in there. And then even if you don't want to sleep with it heated, when you're ready to slide into bed and you slide between the covers and the sheets and it's toasty warm, there's something about being enveloped in that warmth that, I tell you what, it triggers chemicals in the brain that says, I am being hugged. It sends chemicals in the brain that there is another presence, another warm body right here. And it's just, it's dopamine and serotonin and all kinds of good stuff happening. And if it's a hug, it's a hug, but it feels like a person. It feels just like you're sliding right up next to a nice big hug with another person. So maybe that'll lead to research for some of you. Maybe someone is in the field of sympathetic triggers for improving quality of life. That's a big deal in research and treatment for depression. So, okay, some of you are being told to sit on a cushion. Your back is sore in a weird way. Some of you are being told to say your prayers. You don't need fervor before you get started. Fervor is a byproduct of your focus. Fervor comes from you engaging in the prayer and engaging your frequency. It's positive feedback from dialing it, turn that dial in and ding. Oh, there's your radio station. You got it. Stay right there. Sit in that space. And then your fervor grows from the delight of being on your frequency. Let's see, someone, this, uh, someone has been trying to reach through to me for some kind of difficulty in communication, and they're using this, which, and I'll repeat this for the last few days. I have been experiencing dyslexia. I've never in my life struggled with dyslexia. This morning, even, and I'll show you here, this right up here, I tried to spell valued, or what was it? Yeah, valued, and it came out VAUL, and that kind of thing. I've never struggled with this before. And so I am interpreting that as someone that is trying to reach me, or specifically because it's such a personal trait. That there is someone trying to reach through here that is dyslexic, and I am feeling strongly that this person is crossing either through astral projection from a place that they cannot physically escape. Maybe they're stuck at work. And if that's the case, maybe your daydreaming is manifesting. Maybe you're going into a trance state while you're doing a confirmation routine work. And while you're daydreaming, you are traveling because you're awake already, but you're in this dream state. And then, you're generating some things happening, and you're leaving your body wandering around, dude. You need to check your stuff. Get an anchor on somewhere. Yeah, the communication through this has been. I'm not really sure how to narrow that down. So this person is communicating about, or is around, works with, but is closely associated for some of you with the person that is struggling to communicate. Maybe you are making prayers for someone that is struggling to communicate. And so what this person involved is technically an adult. There's an insecurity here that feels like I'm 35 and I still feel like I'm 12. It might be the person that you're in front of, the relationship that you're stuck in with them, that they fail to recognize that you're an adult, or you fail to engage adulthood in front of this person. There's a sense that this is an adult that is fugued in an inferior state of development. You are in a state of condescension. The relationship that you have, you are stuck in being condescended upon. You're still being treated like a kid. You're trying really hard to be gentle, and this gets a little volatile here in the triggering response, not in anything that I'm about to say, but in how hard they're pressing and prodding you, trying to get a response from you. And instead of seeing your restraint, they think that you are going numb and trying to ignore them. And what you're doing is trying to ignore your own feeling right now. So they're going to keep pressing until hello. That's what they're doing. So you're concerned that you're going to pop off on these people and instead of leaving. And if you do pop off, you're concerned and you're sad that you're going to hurt them when you do. Because they will be traumatized by what comes out of your face at them. The blast of truth that they would receive, you will make a room full of adults cry. And it just goes downhill from there because you will be locked in expressive rage. And this is no good for anybody, but they're not going to stop until they get some kind of affirmation from you. This is extremely frustrating. This is like having a romantic partner that won't stop saying, but do you love me? But do you love me? And it's not, I don't get that this is, it could be a romantic partner for some of you, but this feels like a group of people and they're misbehaving like a group of children that is being allowed to bounce their energy off of each other and keep escalating the hype in the room. So you have to be the adult here and put the brakes on. But right now you're in a you're in a reactive mode. Like, how many fucking rocks can I take to the back of my head before I'm gonna take somebody's head off? Right now, the best thing you can do is play dead to calm yourself. Just like a bear is attacking you, if you think that you're going to pop, if you react at all, remove yourself. That's always good policy. Because what's going to happen is this is where your doubt lives. It's in your gut chakra. And willpower is blocked by shame or anger. And I wrote down shame and grief. Somebody is so close to their transition between shame of not being able to stop these people and to popping off that right now you're grieving what you're about to have to do because you know it's gonna be bad. Until an alternative passage is assured, where is your faith right now? Where is your faith? I am here to call you to stand on your faith. How many of these scrapes have you come into? But honey, you are the king or queen of falling into the biggest piles of shit and always coming up smelling like roses. Where is your faith right now? Come on. Everybody knows you don't actually get your hands dirty when you fall down. You always come up with this just like fistfuls of cash. Every time something bad happens to you, you go and make money. It's because you stand on your faith all the time. Where does this faith come from? This is what people are attracted to you. It's not resiliency, it's oblivion. You're like, trouble? What trouble? This shit's gonna be fine. Why are you guys all fucking worried about this shit? Just fucking stand still. Be still. Just shut the fuck up and let it happen. Okay, so you're being reminded that this is how you do business. Recall your faith here. Remember who you are. When you have not come out on top, when the only time that this doesn't happen to you is what I have. When have you not come out on top? And it's been when you've let somebody else hold the reins. Every time you let somebody else hold the reins, every time you let somebody go, oh, hey, cool, I've never done that before. Can I try it? And you hand them your tool and you let them try and you pat them on the head and they go away and you're sitting there looking at your crooked fucking fence for the next 20 years because you let somebody else use your resources and use your turn and your opportunity and your setup to experience no accountability. And if you're set up to let somebody experiment with your stuff, great. But how many times are you actually willing to let somebody, if you had to say it like that, like I worked for my ability, I know how, I've got the skills, I've got the tools, I bought the materials, and you're going to let like somebody that has absolutely not even like a 3D map in their head about what it's going to look like when it's finished. Because that's how you do stuff. You have these visions, you see stuff. Not everybody can put that 3D image over the reality. Like not everybody can look out in the yard and go, oh yeah, the rose there, and then there'll be corn right there, and you can see it, and it's not there. That's why people call us crazy, because we can see shit that's not there. And mind what you say to your freaking clinicians when they ask you questions about, do you see stuff that people don't see? Do you hear stuff that people don't hear? They're trying to trap you. The answer to that is I cannot account for what other people hear and see. So right now you're standing in your power, and it is the time for you to say, no, that's mine. Because everybody's got enough right now. Everybody's got what they need. You made dinner, you dished enough for everybody. You're just about to sit down and enjoy your plate. And somebody goes, can I have a glass of? No, you can get the fuck up and get it yourself. Is your arm broken? No. Everybody's got what they need. I'm sitting down to enjoy mine. And if what you have isn't good enough, then you can leave this room and go get what you need for you. All right. All the attitude. So, yeah, that's the vibe there. Is if they don't like it, they can go figure out how to make something that does. If that doesn't work for them. But you don't get to sit here and disrupt me, baby. Everybody here has got a fair share of what is available. And if this isn't good enough, if you think you can do better, then bring it. But you don't get to sit there and criticize. If you know that there's some other shit that could make this better and you think that you can do better for us, then don't talk about it. Go do it and bring it and say, look what I brought. Don't talk it, walk it. So this is about demanding grown ass people handle their business. It's about accountability. And so for some of you, this is about the narrative of your family's history. You have the nice story versus the gossip versus reality. So this, for some of you, this may be a time to examine the pain body of your family's narrative. And this references a previous entry here where we were talking about some realizing how deep the deceptions within a family have run and just how dangerous the situation was. And we're just now really, we've become adults. We're not seeing things with children's eyes. We have the full picture. We have the full scope of what the effects are of dangerous situations. We know how to evaluate. And you're going, oh, fuck. What otherwise is a good family to the out, unless it, what looks otherwise like a good family to the outside is a wonderful family unit, unless you're someone from the outside that they bring in and they no longer want or need or endorse. And then you are discarded by an entire narcissist group. And that's what we were bouncing on here earlier. This isn't just a narcissistic person, but a narcissistic group. There's a group of people that function in a set of codependent rules that allows for the group to function as a narcissist toward a specific target. Now, if you're on the outside of any clique or clan, you know what I mean? And, the fuckery. For some of you, from the time you were born into a family group dynamic that was this way and you were the only golden soul there, you were, my dear, I'm sorry. And since then, handed off from one vampire nest to another. This isn't just being handled by a narcissist and then being picked up immediately after a discard while you are vulnerable and completely transparent toward the mark of another and separate narcissist. This is one group functioning narcissistic dynamic that targets you as you move from one friendship group to another. These are small systems within a large unit, like I'm going to join a country club, or I'm going to join a chorus group, or these are the cliques within that. And they do operate as a single narcissist with all of his flying monkeys in his own mind. And so they take turns in these roles. So you never had a fucking chance. And they kept you there. They trapped you in that, bouncing you from one person to another. And then rescuing you only to expose you, and then to expose you to another rescuer who abused you. And then when you finally escape that group and you move as yourself individually to another social setting, that group there identifies you as a vulnerable individual, unprotected mark. And instead of you joining a herd for protection from this behavior from individuals, you have spent your life moving in and out of different vampiric nests. And honey, how you managed to survive that? Who the fuck are you? What is going on inside of you that you can move in and out of these groups and they can't feed on you? You are how old, and they have how many of these? And you were never, most people never make it out of one of those. If they don't off you or cause you to unalive yourself, they trap you there indefinitely. You don't come out. You don't come out. It is a cult. And yet you were able to wander aimlessly in and out of these groups, and they just like, nothing sticks to you. Nothing sticks to you. So our message moves into our friends who are behind enemy lines still, that need so badly. But history has taught them not to trust. For our friends behind enemy lines, trapped in these vampiric nests, we see you. We are with you. You are not alone. We pray for your freedom every day. We see you. You are not forgotten. Keep working to free yourself. We are working our way to you. Keep fighting as long as you can. We are coming for you. If you lose your way, you know that you have heard us pray this way for others that are lost, and know that we are praying for you this way every day. I'm verklempt. Some of you maybe feel pressured by benediction of returning to your loving power. Don't let evil blacken your heart with frustration. Don't let wickedness turn your loving spark into ashes in your mouth to choke on in rage. Sit with your rage burning in your belly. Feel your shame to know it and discover why you are unable to get what you need. Then forgive yourself for hurting you in high blood pressure and headache and anger and the chemicals of hate, and making all the detrimental preparations in your body to do what? To stop you from raging, to deter you with enough pain and anguish that it cannot take it, that the body becomes desperate enough to deter you from this rage. The vomiting, the bowels upset, the cold sweat, the blindness, it's not a good look. If you are finding yourself in this way, turn away from it. Turn away from it and still your mind and still yourself in your belly, and feel the origins of this rage, and understand that it is not, it does not have control of you. You are feeling shame for being unable to come up with a way to make it go. Have faith in yourself that that answer will come. Be at peace in the center of your soul. The answer is coming for you. And the more still you can be, the brighter your light shines, and the easier it is for us to find you. We are here for you, and we are here together. All right, let's read some cards. Holy crap. Let's see. We're going to do a quick one here. The timer is on 3944. 3944. Let's run this down quick. My clock's going to let us go for about another 6 minutes. That ought to get enough to get a little bit of something. Crap. Come on now. I know that's too much for us to wander unless you want me to read it straight. Right. Oh, Archangel Michael, we call down on you to bless our efforts here. You are watching Angel Radio Tarot. Like and subscribe. Anyone that puts the first comment in any of the videos or the shorts gets a free 15-minute pre-recorded reading. I'll let you ask me a question, and I will use tarot cards, scrying, and let's see. Yeah, light divination and seance if you want to ask something from someone from the other side. Let's get a quick read here. What do you got? Queen of Wands underneath. We've got the Death card here, but with the Nine of Pentacles. We're, King of Wands right here. The Hierophant's upside down. Chariot's right behind her. And behind that, the Eight of Cups. What are we doing? Who do we know? The Hangman. One more. Oh, come on now. This is all we need to know right here. Right here. Right here. You're right where you need to be. You settled into your faith for this next phase. I'm proud of you. You found yourself. Remember who you are. You are always the Empress, and your cups are always full. Your cups are always full because you keep your cups right up in your heart, right there. Return to the loving place in you. Your love for you is not lost. You've suffered great loss, but love for you in this world has not dissipated. It is an energy that swirls around you and is reborn as new love and remain in this world if for just but one, and if that one be just you. But we are here together. You are not alone. I'm proud of you. Come back soon. And thank you for watching Angel Radio Tarot.